flag, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just a reminder, we have new microphones here. Hopefully you'll be able to hear better. I'd remind the board members to control their profanity because you can't turn them off and they can hear things that you say when you turn to the side to talk to each other.
Good.
Carol, please let the record show that all 5 supervisors are in attendance. In addition, Dawn Januso, Bill Blockworth, Sean Bukovinsky, Bruce Bosley, and Chris Volks. Before we go to citizen speak, I just want to mention that our board has plans on making an effort to shorten our meetings. Nobody wants to sit here for 3 and 4 hours. So if you see us on general or routine business and resolutions going through quickly, I want you to understand that our professionals and our staff has given us reports the week before, and we have chances all through the week to ask them questions or make our comments on them. So if it sounds like we're going through them fast, it's because we're pretty much familiar with them and we've had all our issues resolved with our professionals. The other thing, we offer a lot of time for citizen speak. That's kind of what's dragged up a lot of our meetings. And we're not going to cut that out, but we found in the past that some people have a tendency when they get excited, they start yelling. I want you to understand that we're not going to throw anybody out for that, but we're not going to yell back either. And usually sometimes people need a chance to vent for a while. We'll do that for a minute or so, but then if that's the case, we're just going to go on with our meeting and you'll have to bear with us. And we think it'll still help the meetings go a little faster and a little smoother. So this time, if there are any comments, if you see any items on the agenda that you want to comment on, please come up to the podium.
Frank Egizio, 24 Sycamore Street, Muse. I have 2 issues. The first is on the road program for this year. I'd like to see a clause put into the contract that 3 weeks after the wearing course is placed on the road, that all the restoration work is completed on these roads. I mean, last year, Youngblood Paving did a beautiful job of paving. I mean, there wasn't any blemishes or flaws in their work, but they failed to do the restoration work. I come down here in November and told Joe Seitz about it, and he had to get on it. I mean, there's a reason why we stopped cutting our grass in October, because grass stops growing. So why should they be out there trying to plant grass in November and December? And I think it needs to be put in its suitable topsoil backfill. I think they've used like a compost of some type. It's black, it's all over Southview, and my dad's yard is a mess. Well, on the second issue is pertaining to this elementary school up in Muse where I live. On Thursday, January 15, 2015, I attended a public hearing informational pursuant to Act 34 for the Muse Elementary Building Project. To my surprise, there was only 5 people in attendance, plus the Camden Board of School Directors. I did not see one Cecil Township supervisor there. I have voiced my concerns to the school board administration and the architect about the unsafe intersection at the approach of the access road to the new elementary complex. From my perception, there seems to be a lot of liability involved trying to use Oak Street as the main access for parents to enter and exit from. There's limited sight distance pulling out of Oak Street onto Muse Bishop Road. I was told PennDOT has done a traffic study and it has been approved. For my 35 years of road construction management, I can tell you this intersection is not safe. Hardly anyone uses the road right now. Remember, PennDOT won't put stop signs, signalized intersections, or nothing at the O'Hara Road, Route 980. Without any modifications or signals to the current intersection and existing road conditions, we're asking for trouble. With that being said, I would like to ask Gateway Engineers if they've been notified of this yet. Dan, have you been involved in this project yet? For
Mr. Egizio, we do plan on addressing that at the meeting today. We have a letter going out to the residents of Muse in that area to attend a meeting with the site designer for the school district. We recognize that problem. I've seen Dan's his comments on that Oak Street access. And so far it looks like it might be all right for them to come in but not to go out. So at worst it's going to be one way in. But again, we need our residents to ask questions and state their concerns with the designer. Our engineer doesn't design it, he has reviewed it for us, and we see the same problem you do. But we have a letter here that we're going to set a date for a meeting with the Muse residents. We told the district that we need to meet with residents before we even consider that site plan. So
sure, I presented this all to the Camden Milton School Board. They tried to brush me off at the end, and that, a little bit, but
they won't brush us off. Though.
Being in road construction, building roadways and lots, I've been in circumstances like this before where we've actually had to lower intersections of road, adjoining roads 15 feet, so you have good sight distance.
Well, what Dan has pointed out, it's out of the question to leave that, to have a exit going out onto the Muse Bishop Road. Coming in from looking to the left, that's a problem also, even coming in for that over vertical on the Cannonsburg side.
Okay, who has the authority then? Because, a lot of things get passed. They say, well, PennDOT did a study, or we'll have this engineering firm do a study, and they okay it, and it's brought before a board, and then we sugarcoat it, pass it on through, and then you're stuck with the problems. Who has the authority here? I know some municipalities and townships I've been involved with, the police chief has a lot to say with it, whether it's deemed safe or unsafe, is whether you can use this as a major access for parents to come and pick their children.
He will be at that meeting with us, with the engineers for the school district, and we'll talk about just these things.
Okay, because there's that bridge involved there too. They just repaired it.
That's not bridge anymore, it's just a pipe now.
Bridge is just a pipe now.
Yeah. Another issue,
Wait, you said two.
Yeah, okay, well, the same building here. It's brought to my attention by some of the firefighters over in Muse that, I don't know if you've seen a drawing or outlay of this place yet, but it's a two-story structure, and there's a playground adjacent on the back side of the school, and they're concerned, well, how would they get an emergency vehicle behind the school if they needed access onto the second floor? Because the drawing doesn't look like there's a road going around the back side of this school. So I think that maybe needs to be addressed too. Is that code enforcement? You have to make sure everything's safe.
Frank, they have not made an application for land development. When they come in for an application for land development, Bruce can speak to that, but we'll look at those issues.
We'll definitely look to make sure that there's complete access around the building. But like Dan said, there's no formal application. What you've seen out there is what the school district has a conceptual plan at this point.
It was a preliminary proposal, and we're already on it.
Okay, what is the meeting going to be?
We haven't set the date.
Yes.
That's one of the things that we need to do tonight.
I talked to Elizabeth about a Saturday, and she said that wasn't good.
I said, well,
I think we need to bring all the parties involved. I think you need to get members of the school district, the architect, the police chief, supervisors, public works director, Dan, Joe Seitz, get everybody there. You can walk out into the field, the parking lot of the fire hall, and you can see the field conditions what you're presented with there.
that's the goal. Do you want to read them?
Yeah, we know it's a big deal. Anybody else have any agenda item questions, comments?
Can we get all of these people together on a Saturday? You're talking about during the day, aren't you, Frankie?
Anytime where you just get everybody to the fire hall and you see the field conditions.
No, you're talking about daytime.
Anytime. Good.
Saturday is fine for me. I don't know about the professionals, but
I'm laid off for a couple of months.
Well, I didn't think Saturday would work, but are you suggesting Saturday? Because this
Whatever's
is
best for you, it's like school administration. If that's what you need to get, school administration there too.
Well, I'm available almost any time.
I hear you. I'll make myself.
We'll come to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Combination.